Hey guys, Dwaine here. Many of you already shop Amazon using our link, and we thank you for that. In fact, we thank you very much. Would you consider becoming a D&D patron? It's really easy to do, and it's a great way to say, thanks D&D for the family-friendly entertainment you provide to me each week. So head on over to our website, select the green Patreon button in the right column, and who knows, you might even enjoy some of the perks that come along with being a patron.
This is Kelly Wentworth from Survivor San Juan del Sur, and you're about to listen to one of my favorite sources for all things Survivor. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. So find your flint, grab a bag of rice, and all your fishing gear, and let the bartering begin. Take it away, D&D.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dwaine.
I'm David. I got to turn you back down now. I should never have turned that button on.
David found the volume knob.
Wow.
And he didn't know he had on his new headphones.
It's like adjusting
hilarious.
the faucet and then turning it on.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to the show. As Kelly said, this is Survivor Talk with D&D, and we're just two best friends talking about the show we love. Let me tell you something. Whether it's a good season or a bad season, it's still Survivor, and we still love to talk about it. So you go there. Love it.
That's right.
So before we go any further, I just want to say a special thanks to Scott Kennedy and Steve Walter. Now, last week I called Steve Walter Scott, so he's getting a second shout out. But both of them became D&D patrons this last week. Thank you so much. We are approaching our next goal. We are only $10 a month away from David having to wear a Dallas Cowboy beanie on a live show. And David is a huge Redskin fan and does not want to wear a Dallas Cowboy beanie.
Yes, David is a long-time Redskin fan.
Right. So look, if two people do $5 a month, or if 5 people do $2 a month, or if 10 of you do $1 a month, David has to wear an ugly hat. Well, a good-looking hat from my perspective. I like the hat myself. But anyway, become a D&D patron. Help support both our podcasts. We'd love to do that. We are live on our website. We've already got people watching. If you're listening to us later on in the week, not Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern time, you can watch us live. stwdd.com is our website, and that's where you can watch us live. David's watching the chat room, and I am watching Twitter. And if you hashtag STWDD during the show, I will get your comment on the air, and we will talk about it.
I just wanted to say that you might be leading this podcast as the engineer, director, technical editor, and all that kind of stuff. But even though I'm in the passenger seat, I might do a little backseat podcasting just to let you know.
Yeah. Well, you could do that. You could try.
I could try.
What was I going to tell you? Oh, before the show, there's this new app called Periscope, which is just asking for trouble in this world.
Is it to spy on your neighbors with your phone?
Well,
you stick it out the window and you can see other places.
Literally, you turn it on and you're live broadcasting to whomever in the world wants to watch.
On Twitter?
All right. Yeah. Well, you're on the Periscope app.
Oh, okay.
I think it's supposed to post on Twitter that I'm doing it, but I still haven't seen it do that. I think it will give an alert to all of my followers that I have done it. So before the show tonight, I did a live Periscope of me setting up my podcasting closet. I had about 11 people watching it, and a couple of them said some stuff, and it was pretty fun. But if you go to Periscope, you can follow at Survivor_talk, and that's where I'm putting some of my, like today I filmed myself driving to work. How exciting.
Awesome.
David's doing,
Awesome.
What are you doing, David?
Chat room.
What are you doing?
Checking in with everybody in the
Ladies
chat room.
and gentlemen, D&D and chat room. All right. Now, let me see. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, speaking of our website, we host 2 Survivor blogs on our website, stwdd.com. Shayna's and Alex. Both are really good blogs. You need to read them. And, of course, there's links to all our Survivor Talk episodes, as well as our newest show, Movie Talk with D&D. Movie Talk with D&D. Our next episode, David, we have changed it. Wisdom prevailed. And we changed it to Super 8. All right? Super 8. We are going to be recording the movie, our thoughts on the movie Super 8 with my brother, Zach Stroud. And in case you remember our Shooting the Breeze episode that's had over 12,000 downloads, where we talked with Zach about like our list of favorites and stuff like that. It's going to be a great episode, Super 8. Get the movie, watch it before you listen to the podcast because there will be spoilers. So
I guess that means I need to watch it. I still haven't watched it yet.
Have you not watched it yet?
I saw it when I bought it, and I think I saw it within the same weekend with the friends that came over, but that was like last year when it first came out. The chat room is already chatting in. Rachel says, bonjour, guys. Very nice. Jay Answer says, I'd rather Dwaine wear a Redskin beanie. I like that idea. That's good.
All right. Y'all get us to $120 a month and I'll wear a Redskin beanie.
And then Susan Appleby said it was smart that you did the Periscope thing. She said, I would have liked to see your setup. Is it still on Twitter?
It's if you download the Periscope app, and then it's not on Twitter. It's a Periscope app, but it's made by Twitter or whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
And follow at Survivor_talk. That's me. Mm-hmm. And it should still be on there. It saves it unless I take it off, but I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. So I didn't put any passwords in or anything while I was recording live, But anyway, if you haven't seen our Die Hard episode of Movie Talk, you need to go do that. It's almost at 3,000 downloads. Getting close. And our Robin Williams episode has nearly 10,000 downloads, David.
Wow.
I know. It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
That's pretty awesome.
So anyway, after the recap and feedback, we have another installment of Mikko's Challenge. And I'm excited about Mikko's Challenge tonight because tonight is the night that I prevail. Tonight is the night.
You just might. You just might. I had a wall-to-wall day today. So last night I stayed up. I stayed up and watched it twice. I watched it with Gracie 5 minutes behind, and then I stayed up and watched it at 11. And I really don't remember what I saw at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. The excuses are starting, my friends.
So
I don't remember what I watched.
So I listened to it while I was cleaning the kitchen and cooking dinner tonight around 7 o'clock. So I didn't watch it, but except when Will and Dan went flying, I did watch that because Davis came in. Can I see that part again? So we watched that.
Look, Daddy, that's what you and Mr. Dwaine would look like if you were on the show. And we have a special event at the end of the podcast, y'all. I am so excited. I thought about it late because I was on Twitter late in the afternoon, and I saw Tyler had posted a video of him watching the new Star Wars trailer. And he actually teared up, David, at the end of the trailer. He actually teared up. And I thought, oh my gosh, I hope David hasn't watched it yet. And it turns out David tried to watch it out in the blazing sun so he could barely see it and he couldn't hear it. So we are going to witness David watching the new Star Wars trailer live on our show tonight.
Yeah, trying to watch a movie trailer on your iPhone during the siege of Petersburg during the Civil War is not a good idea. So
I don't think they had iPhones in the Civil War, David.
Well, I wasn't really participating.
How did you sneak that in?
The fifth graders were marching. I was just standing to the side saying, "Hey, check this out." And then I'm like,
"They go,
son, go away. I can't see anything, son." I couldn't turn it up because I didn't want to get caught.
They go, "Here, Mr. Jones. Here's your outfit." And you're like, "Where's the iPhone pocket?" Sorry, Mr. Jones.
There's no ventilation.
Mr. Jones, pay attention to your children. Your child is in.
They were fine.
Now, which side was your child? I mean, you're from Virginia, which most people think is from the north, but it wasn't.
Right. Virginia was from the south. I think my son's class was facing another class, and he was attacking, so he must have been from the Union, from the north. Because I think the other class was defending the hill, which is what Petersburg was about. That's the Union used Petersburg to get a backdoor into Richmond, which changed the tide of the Civil War and ended it within a week.
So did they put spitballs into straws and say this is basically what they were shooting at people?
No, they got gun training right before that. They didn't touch any
Nice.
guns. They had a guy dressed up in full gear, and he shot his gun and showed them how to do it. They had wooden guns, but they had to leave them there because they would have hurt each other. So they had arms and fingers and just boom and pointed and stuff. So that's about all they got to do.
Haven't you seen The Patriot? They don't need guns to hurt each other.
That's right.
They just run at each other full speed and blood goes everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be a fun show tonight. Those of you who have just joined us, watching us live, remember hashtag STWDD on Twitter. We'll get your comments on. Or if you're watching in the chat room, chat away amongst yourselves. Every once in a while, David will glance at it. Otherwise, he'd be totally distracted and we'd never get anything done.
Before we leave the movie talk with D&D, Susan also thinks we should do a movie podcast about the movie Tombstone, which I would love because my son's middle name is Wyatt. And
I was going to say, your son's middle name is Tombstone?
No.
Oh, really?
We don't think he's going to be around very long.
No, you and your wife were eating a tombstone when he was conceived. A tombstone pizza.
Oh, I
so
like
you named him.
Jay. So
you totally did.
I did.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to be responsive to the chat room. Jay Answer says, you should auction off being Dwaine's phone a friend for Mikko's challenge.
You know what? I could use a phone a friend.
You could use phone a point. You just need some points. You need points.
Yes. I'd like to use my 3 free points right now, please. All right. Worlds Apart, episode 9. Living on the edge. Who said that, David? Wait, forget it. It might be a Mikko's challenge.
Oh.
I found myself not wanting to mention quotes during our recap because in case they're on yours.
Oh, I wrote down a bunch of quotes in my notes, so I don't know if they're yours or not.
So Joe said that. So I do have 2 initial thoughts, David, on the show last night, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Did you enjoy the episode?
I did. It wasn't the best episode, but I got a lot out of it. I really enjoyed it, especially on the strategy side, even though only a few people strategized.
Cool. Oh, Kelly Wentworth just tweeted me that she watched the Periscope.
How about that?
She didn't tweet me. She texted me. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Just name dropping that, she texted me. All right, David, you're going to have to get your head out of the chat room as we start talking about the show.
It's such a great place to be. Okay.
Yeah, the one thing I was able to do, the one thing that I'm better at David at, the one thing, imitating Mike, and Rodney has to take it away from me.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my is right.
That was so good. He just nailed it right out of the park the whole time.
Yeah. That was David. If I had time, David, if I had time, I would and knew where to find it. I was going to go find Mike saying the same things that Rodney said and play them back. And I guarantee you would not have been able to tell the difference. Mm. Rodney nailed it in his facial expressions and everything. And then even his whole dance stuff. Great stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was so good it took Jen out of a funk.
Exactly.
I mean, it did. Really, really good. So, and then the only other initial thought was, boy, we sure got a lot of Shireen. A lot of Shireen.
Yes, we did.
Which is not good for me, blasted, stupid D&D Survivor Challenge that I'm losing. Luck of the draft.
There's no luck. It's who you pick.
No, just don't even go there. No, it's who you pick that keeps me from picking who I want to pick.
Yeah, that's true. But he was like the 5th pick overall, and you missed it. But anyway, I've already lost my 1st and 3rd pick. You've only lost one of your first 2 picks.
All right, who is your? I lost. Okay,
I lost Max and Joe. That was 1 and 3 for me.
Yeah. All right, so who? Do you have any initial thoughts, David?
Only that this episode felt like pieces moving on the chessboard, but nothing being revealed yet, because there's a lot of potential and nothing really came of it in a few places. So we'll talk about that. But it just felt like pieces moving on the chessboard.
So like setting up for future episodes.
Yeah, setting up for 2 big possible things to happen. Yeah,
right. Did you find it slow like a chess game?
No, not at all.
Or just setting it up.
In fact, the challenges left me wanting more camp life, because the challenges just weren't great challenges to me.
Oh, you and I are going to just respectfully disagree on that.
I didn't say they weren't fun, but they weren't as good to me.
Oh, man, I liked them. I liked them. All right. Any other initial thoughts?
Actually, I didn't have any of that. The chess thing was the only thing that popped in my head. I've told you I'm behind tonight. I didn't write down any initial thoughts.
Did you take notes, David?
I did take notes. I actually have a previously on note.
Oh, what? No, because you always tell me, no, I tell you every week. I don't even watch previously on.
Okay, your imitation of me stinks. Just want you to know.
Okay. Okay, your imitation of me stinks. All right. Go ahead.
But Gracie had the remote, so I didn't really have a choice. So, but
all right.
The one thing that popped out that I made her, can you rewind that again? I want to hear that. Where Probst says that Rodney has control of the majority alliance. I'm like, he does? Did not know that.
Well, yeah, because Probst said so.
Well, there you go. Must be.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it. That's all.
All right, America, night 22. Shireen and Dan. Okay, first of all, we've talked about this before. There is a lot of time before Probst's final statement and them walking on the beach. A lot of time.
Yeah.
She had been thinking about this the whole time for her to come back and her and Dan go at it. That's the first thing she said.
Mm-hmm.
It was, anyway.
No, I agree.
I
I agree. It was one of those building up things that, she had to come back and say something. Couldn't let it go.
Right. Somebody on YouTube. Here, I'm going to put this up on the screen. This is somebody who obviously does not watch our show very often or is new. Here we go. Talk about the episode. Stop going off topic. Sorry, Nicholas. we do that a lot, so we have a lot of fun doing that. All right, so let's see. Shireen says, I'm on the wrong side of the numbers. I must take big risks. I must shake things up. And again, we're getting a lot of Shireen here at the beginning.
Yeah, it's funny because Shireen's survivor strategy starts coming forward and Jen's just starts disappearing. Two completely different ships going in completely different directions.
Yeah. Shireen, to start to shake things up, just basically tells Mike, I am voting for you. And then Dan phoned his brain.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
And said, that's because you're going to be on the jury. There you go.
In his defense, just confirming what she already feels is going to happen.
Yeah. Like, let me just jab you. You're making me mad. I'm going to jab you.
He's just being honest. Just being honest.
Just being honest.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Yes, that is what happens when Dan consults his brain to talk to women.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And then we get more of the tease of the big bout coming up between Rodney and Mike, where Rodney says, I'm going to prove Dan wrong because it's not flipping. It's flipping at the right time, and I'm going to take them out. They're never going to know what hit them.
Right. All right. And then we get the first bit of Jen talk. The Jen, I don't want to be here anymore because my friend is gone. And it's not fun anymore, David.
Oh.
It's not fun anymore. So I'm just going to leave, and you got the whole show by yourself.
Yeah, that was. Don't go. Come up with another plan. Come up with another idea. Come up with something. Don't you love Survivor?
With whom? The only person I had an alliance with was Haley, and we were going to take the game.
That's true, because according to Joe, he has nobody, and now Shireen's gone off and found a new plan because she's not going to settle for losing.
Shireen's like Tyler in football teams. Just whoever will take her.
Her resume, if she plays again, is going to be, I was on 7 different alliances.
Yeah. I'm yours.
That's right.
I'm all yours. Whatever it takes, I'm all yours.
And we get a prophetic comment where she says, I need a chance to prove to a new alliance that I can help them, or I can be a part of them, that they can trust me. So good.
That's right.
Up. And I wrote down playing the opposite of Jen. Jen's signing off, and Shireen starting anew.
Well, okay, but to be fair, Shireen didn't lose her best buddy out there. I mean, I'm not justifying what Jen said. Well, I'm not justifying what Jen did. I'm saying they are in totally different boats.
Okay, if
Shireen
you and I
doesn't
were
have
out
anybody
there
with,
and you got blindsided, I wouldn't be crying the next day.
I wouldn't either. That's not what I'm saying. No, because you would have blindsided me.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
forget it.
that's true.
So Shireen talks to Mike and Sierra, and of course, who would Shireen's number one vote out be?
Carolyn.
I'm so surprised.
How about that?
I would have never thunk it.
From her own original tribe. Oh, that's right. They got into it after the merge, after the shuffle, didn't they? That's right.
Yeah. But I do like what she said. I'm going to hitch my vote on someone else's game plan and ride it until I need to hitch on someone else's.
See, that's my thing about Jen. She needs to go to Carolyn and Tyler and say, hey, all right, so you didn't flip. When are you going to flip? Because before you let me go next tribal council, you need to think about numbers and when you're going to flip against the blue collars.
Right.
And instead, no, I'm just going to pull my hood over my head and just go sulk and just go do nothing because I'm just ready to go because Haley's over there by herself and I want to be with her. Okay, then go.
Go. I agree. She won't go, though. And this is what Jen is doing. This is what I think she's doing. Jen wants to quit, but she's not going to quit because she knows if she quits, she loses the jury spot. She won't go to Ponderosa to be with Haley. They'll send her off, and they'll bring someone else in, whoever was voted off before Haley, to be on the jury. So she's not going to quit. So her way of trying to still play the game and quit is to kind of try to stir things up on the way out. But she wants out.
Yeah,
she's not playing at all now.
Right. So just burn down the shelter and leave if you want to cause people problems for the rest of their game. I mean, I understand leaving Joe in the game would cause people problems, but she even failed at that. So
yeah. All right, let's get to the reward challenge, which I thought was a really good one. A really well-made one.
Hang on. We jumped right into day 23 with Mike, Shireen, and Sierra, and you covered it. But at the end of that,
yes.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I like
good point.
This is setting up something good with Shireen. It's perfect timing. I'm getting there. Stop it. Because there is a foursome. He mentions that he knows about the secret foursome within their power alliance, within the majority alliance. So it's not like Mike hasn't seen Tyler, Carolyn, Will, and Rodney talking separate and knowing about this. So he needed somebody, and Shireen looks like just walks up to him. So that's a fourth. So next week, I know I'm skipping, but next week, look who becomes a swing vote. If they do split and go 4 against 4, there's Jen right in the middle. Mm-hmm. So who's she going to go with? But anyway. Go ahead.
Maybe her game will get revitalized.
I hope so. I hope she sees that as an opportunity and could see herself in the 5th place instead of walking out mad into the early jury.
Yeah. All right, let's play for the chocolate cafe. Because let me tell you something. A Snickers bar really would be good.
That caramelly nougat peanut stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, he totally missed his opportunity. I wrote this down for later. But I thought for sure he was going to say how much a Snicker satisfies. But he didn't say that.
I know. I was looking for really satisfies.
I was like, come on, Mike. The producer told you to say that. It's in the contract.
Yeah, you've completely missed your cue.
Yeah. All right. So here's my question for you and all the people in the chat room or on Twitter or watching on YouTube, whatever. If you are out there for we're on day 23. 23 days, no chocolate. You are given one M&M. Doesn't matter the color because they all taste the same. You are given one M&M. How do you go about eating that one M&M? David?
Okay. How do I do it? As slowly as possible.
Yes. There ain't no chewing involved. Probst is going to be standing there going, we need to start the challenge, Dwaine. Stop sucking the M&M. Because that's what I would do. I would just let it sit in my mouth, and I'd be sucking it as long as I could to get all that chocolate flavor. Mm-hmm. All right. You are so distracted.
You asked the chat room a question. I was checking the chat room. Some of them are behind, though.
Yeah, because they can start anytime.
Yes.
All right, schoolyard pick. We don't know who picked whom, but we know the teams, which I thought were pretty even teams.
Yeah.
Mike, Tyler, Dan, Shireen, and Sierra against Rodney, Joe, Will, Jen, and Carolyn. Pretty even teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably did the whole starting with the guy. You have to pick a girl. Then the girl has to pick a guy. Then the guy has to pick a girl. I bet that's what they did.
Makes sense.
I don't know, but yeah. I heard today, I watched the 6 things you didn't know about the challenge. Mm-hmm. And Jeff has never fallen off a water challenge. So here I lay down the gauntlet. And the challenge is there for all future players. Someone needs to push him off the platform. Someone push him off the platform.
We'd never see it. They'd never let us see that.
Well, he'd be all wet. I mean, what are they going to do?
You know who should have done it?
Or
the losers that he told to swim back to camp. They should have swam to his deck and knocked him off the deck.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you talk about how funny it was, or just talk about whatever you want with this challenge. Go for it.
Well, I didn't understand how the run net turned into a crawl net. I didn't really.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. I didn't really. I'm like, is he trying to dive through the net? Or is he just, because especially who was it, Dan, that dove and all of a sudden he just stopped. As soon as he landed, he stopped and then he had to crawl.
Well, it took him 10 minutes to get his fingers out of the net, probably.
Yeah. Because Probst went from calling it a net run to a net crawl.
Yeah.
So I guess you're going to do it that way. I'm just going to change the name of it.
Right. Well, the people who ran across it did much better.
Yeah, Tyler flew right across that thing.
Yeah. So did Jen.
Of course, we've been seeing all week the Will and Dan flip and flop going, or roll and tuck, or whatever you want to call it. I think Will, was he that tired that he said, tuck the arms, roll the body, let it go.
Yeah.
Well, he did a scream. He did like a scream or something, like a.
I thought it was a sound. I thought it was a sound effect added.
Well, see, Davis said the same thing because he goes, "That's the Star Wars scream." I said, "What?" He goes, "It's Star Wars."
Was?
And then when I heard it today, I went back and played it twice. I guess, you know what? That sounds like Boba Fett going into that worm over there by Jabba's big ship. Remember when Boba Fett gets knocked over into the wormhole and he sucks him down? That's what it.
Yes.
Yes, you do. Good answer. That's what it does sound like. So maybe it was a sound effect, or else Will's got a good job as doing sound effects.
Well, I just don't think they had a microphone on him.
No.
And so, I mean, where were they going to put it?
On the side of the slide, I guess.
But he just he literally looked like just a flopping dead. It's like flop. I'm just going to roll down the thing.
He probably
roll down.
He probably thought, can I just rest for a minute? Oh,
no. Poor Dan, man. Gosh. Oh, but how about Rodney goes down and you hear the skin on the.
Gosh.
Yeah, that didn't feel good.
That was hard.
Jeff actually laughed when Will just barely made it across the beam. It was so funny.
I think he enjoys Will and Dan. He looks for things from them.
Yeah. Hey, is it just me? Both my wife and I went, oh my gosh. We thought Carolyn was going to hit her head on that platform, but obviously it was the optical illusion. She wasn't that close, but.
Right.
Woo.
That was the only thing about the challenge that was interesting was the falls, not making it across the beams. But to me, it was just kind of ho-hum. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite challenge.
Well, what do you want out of this challenge? I mean, it's a big obstacle course.
I like the obstacle course. I like that everybody has to do it. And then we come down to one or two people throwing hooks again or throwing the anchors or whatever they were. And I know that a lot of different people threw, but I still like a team effort. Everybody get off the platform, jump in, untie the ropes around the treasure chest or the box, carry it up, and then untie the ropes around it, get the axe out, then somebody hits the axe on the string and the flag goes up. That's how you win the challenge. Just keep it together as much as possible. That's just me.
Well, I don't think the rings acted as an airport in Amazing Race. I don't think that, because if Joe had been better at the rings, then the red team should have won because they were very far ahead. So the only reason why the blue team won is because they were better at getting the rings in.
Absolutely, because Shireen got them behind, and then they caught right back up with the rings.
Shireen. I'm going to walk across this as slowly as possible. Well, at least she got across, though.
Absolutely. And she was the one down there digging up the rings when Mike pulled them in.
Yeah. So, blue wins reward. Big celebration. Apparently the biggest one ever.
Yep, according to Probst.
They must not have shown us a lot because I've seen some pretty big celebrations.
Well, Tyler jumped on Mike so hard they went back in the water. So I wonder if that's all he was just talking about.
Yeah. Sierra got, attacked by Dan. Yeah. Oh, great. So Herson Pagan on YouTube. Notice I said his name right today.
Yeah.
Dear Dwaine, I know I've said in the past that you had the best Mike impression, but Rodney has raised the bar, and now you have to try harder. Thank you, Herson. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
All right. So apparently they've been dreaming about Snickers. And it does seem like whenever he first mentioned Snickers that Mike responded, but other people turned and looked at him.
Yeah.
So I bet he's been talking about Snickers for a while.
They probably had the candy bar talk. What's your favorite candy bar? So,
yeah. Well, that, and every time the cameraman pulled one out, he was like,
you got any Dove?
Cameraman's over there eating a Snickers, and Mike's going, That's why he was crying in last episode, because the cameraman was eating a Snickers.
He was so happy that they hadn't finished off all the Snickers, that there were some left.
Is it just me, or were these Twix and Snicker bars larger than the ones at my local Walgreens?
I think that was a great product placement, and they wanted the biggest placement possible. So yes, they were huge.
That's the way. Yeah, that's the way they made them back in 1982. Right?
Well, exactly.
Not only have the prices gone up, but the size has gone down.
Yeah. You thought it was wallpaper. No, those are just bigger candy bars over there.
Yeah. Wow, look, Mom, the same size wrapper, but there's so much more air in it.
Oh, that's a potato chip bag. Good grief.
Yeah, that way too. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's get back to camp.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
We get one of the worst answers from one of the most depressed people out there when he says, Mike, how's this for you? Oh, I've been talking about him since day one. Oh, Jen, what's this like for you? Well, I don't know how people can understand what this is like if they haven't been out here. Only people that have been out here know what this is like. And Probst should have come back and said, yeah, that's why I asked you how this feels to you. So people at home who are never out here and never will come out here can know how you're feeling right now. Well, only people that have been out here know how it feels. I know. So how do you feel? I'm like, answer the question. She just didn't want to answer the question, I guess. But it did lead to her saying, even for those that don't want to be out here. And Joe's like, ooh, I want to be out here. And I'm like, oh, well, here's the start of the end of the show. They're starting to foretell that part.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I forgot the whole reward challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reward. So I'm telling you, a nice big glass of water or some milk would have been really good with all that chocolate.
Yeah.
So
only thing I got from that was that Shireen realizes how lucky she is. She's got food and a door to Mike and company is what I wrote down.
Right. Which, you know what? The way they're editing Shireen, she very well may make good use of this.
Yes. So. She seems to know the game enough, yes.
Yeah. All right, now we're back at camp. It's time to eat some chicken, my friend.
Yes.
Time to eat some chicken. And, Jen, no one asked me if they could kill my chickens. These are my chickens.
Apparently. She's not happy. And not only that, they're mine. So I'm taking them with me when I go, because that's really going to mess up your day.
These are my chickens. Why are they eating my chickens? Nothing out here but despair.
Exactly. Just hating it.
Right.
Hating it. But she's not a quitter. So Bethany wants to know, I get the feeling that Dwaine doesn't like Shireen. She had a great episode. She has been playing a great game with the position that she is in. Do you not like Shireen?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Just want to make that clear. I didn't think you did.
No,
either.
in fact, I just said I thought she's playing this smart right now.
Oh, she might be a few minutes behind, but yeah, I agree. I think she's one of the reasons this episode was interesting. There's only like 4 people playing strategy this episode. Mike, Shireen, Joe, and Jen. She was actually playing a strategy. Whether you agree with it or not was different. But those are the only 4 people seem to be doing anything.
Right. I like Rodney's approach. Look, I'm not going to sulk. I'm just going to come in here, eat some chicken, and make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
And he's right. Wow.
But there was hope there because Joe seemed to be responding at Jen's response. And you thought maybe that Joe was thinking, hey, maybe this will wake her up. Maybe this will turn her around. Maybe she'll get out of the funk that she's in, and come out of it. But he made the comment that he's going to use, he's going to work on Rodney's dislike for Mike in his favor. I mean, that's a great point. I wrote that he talks about working Rodney's dislike for Mike to his favor. And then I wrote, but we never see or hear about that again. Nothing.
Right. Well, that's why whenever he said, I want to work a little magic, I thought, man, you haven't done any magic. We've seen no strategy from Joe. All we've seen is A guy who certainly knows how to make fire at camp, very good at camp, very good at challenges, but we didn't see any strategy. Now, again, we know that CBS shows us exactly the character that they want us to see.
Right. Now, did you watch Joe at Ponderosa?
No, I did not.
I got to watch that at about 9:15 tonight. I sat down just to watch it, and he mentions that he did not strategize enough. He came in too hard. He spent time talking to people, but not strategizing. So he admits. So I think the edit may have gotten that part right, that he just did not strategize.
Yeah. All right. So day 24, we get some tree mail. Right?
Right.
Everyone is stretching because they're going to be using their toes. Everyone is stretching and doing yoga and stretches and everything on the beach.
I wrote down, Joe feels a ton of pressure, and then I wrote in quotes that he said, I really have no one out here. That's a person that should be depressed and ready to go home. I mean, I have no one, I have no chance, but that's not what Joe's doing. Joe's trying to play the game.
That's right. That's right.
But that was kind of telltale. I was surprised that he said that. I feel like I really have no one out here.
Yeah. Well, maybe the person he had out there, which was Jen, or who was Jen, is giving up. So he doesn't have anybody.
That's true. He had Haley and Jen, because even Shireen says at Tribal that she never connected with Joe like she connected with Jen.
Right. Well, but see, now Shireen could just be saying that as part of her strategy. I don't know.
No, she's probably just being honest.
Yeah, of course. So this is where we get Jen telling Joe, look, I will give you my necklace. And why? Because it would be hilarious.
Yes.
It would be funny.
She wants to go out with a memorable out.
Yeah.
No other reason. Just to leave him in the game, I understand. But just to be funny. You ought to let me win just to be funny.
Right. All right. Anything else before we get to the immunity challenge?
Joe has no plans to let her win, is my opinion.
Right.
If it's the final two, he's going to stick in.
Well, sure. Right. But he likes the idea of he has two chances to win.
Absolutely.
You know? So, all right. I like this immunity challenge because it's a nice endurance challenge. I'm sorry. That's going to be hard on your calves, man. Mm-hmm. Hard on the calves. So.
I like that it didn't go longer than 30 minutes, I think was the time that it ended up being.
Yeah.
So I did like that. I mean, this challenge wasn't bad. This was was it Kagayan that did this? And I mean, it was okay, but I don't know. Yeah, this was better than not. This was an okay challenge. It was a good challenge.
You're a negative nanny tonight. You're a negative nanny.
Oh, I'm a tired Tom. But anyway, it was okay. But to me, the challenges weren't memorable this episode. More the camp life was. I got more out of the camp life this episode.
Okay, well, maybe so, but you're always talking about how you love endurance challenges, and we get a classic endurance challenge, and you don't like it. But that's fine. You're entitled to that.
Classic? This is a classic?
Well, it's endurance. Whatever. I don't remember. I think, how long did Spencer last on this thing?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I don't recall.
Like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that?
Oh, I don't know if it was that long.
These people didn't last that long.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, Tyler had that stupid fly messing with him, and he still won. So kudos to Tyler.
Yep.
That would be tough, that fly messing with you. Because, flies, they don't care where they land. They could have landed in his mouth, up his nose, on his eyeball.
That's where they were heading. It looked like they were going up the nose.
Yeah. All right. Anything else about the immunity challenge?
Nope.
I'm ready to get back to camp.
Just
this is where we get Joe.
Just that Dan jumps off too hard.
Yes.
Dan should stop shaking the earth when he falls off the platform.
Yes. Oh, this is where we get Joe telling us the title of the show, Living on the Edge again.
Oh, he did? Oh, good. I mean, it's points. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Jen, Joe, and Shireen. Shireen explains her plan. Let's split the votes. Shireen and Joe vote for Jen so that it's a tie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is Shireen's plan to them. So remember that because it comes into play later on. This is what Jen thinks is happening.
Yes.
And Jen is happy to the point of looking gloriously happy.
Yes. What was that, glow she said she had on her face? A glow? Yes, would you vote me out? Yes, that'd be great.
Oh, please make it so. All right, then we get Mike and Shireen. We get that whole thing, and Shireen says, I could rock the boat tonight. A lot of Shireen confessionals tonight.
What I found interesting was that Mike basically explained his reasoning to Shireen using the same loophole that she said she discovered on her side, talking to Joe and Jen. Because he basically said they could vote for her, or Joe could vote for her to even things up. So we need as many votes as possible on Joe to make sure he goes. So it's kind of like, so he got the same math she did. So, but the
Mike wants. Go ahead.
Oh, the last part out of that, and you're probably going to add to it, but he mentions to her that this next vote will determine us going to the Final Four. Yeah, so this sounds like where Mike agrees that foursome isn't his foursome, and it's him. I would presume him, Dan, Serene, and Shireen. Sierra and Shireen. Serene.
Wow. Serene and Shireen.
I'm sorry, Sierra. You didn't speak a word in this episode and didn't give me any points except for winning the challenge. So, but him, Sierra, Shireen, and Dan. So,
yeah. She couldn't speak anything because Dan squeezed all the air out of her after they won the challenge. No, so Mike wants Shireen to vote for Joe.
Yes.
And Jen thinks Shireen is going to vote for Jen. All right.
So Mike is the teacher because he's already tested two people. He tested Will. Now he's testing Shireen.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely getting a winner's edit. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is such thing as a winner's edit, he is definitely getting one, which means he might not.
Right.
He might not win.
Exactly.
The fake idol. Now, I want to tell you something, man. If Joe did anything well, this fake idol, he did really well.
Had to be one of the best fake idols we've seen because it was
That's what
awesome.
I was thinking. Yeah. Also, his way of getting to there to make it was also very creative.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, can we go talk? And then Dan walks off. So he didn't leave by himself, which would have drawn Mike's attention.
Right.
He left with Dan. And then Dan left him after saying, there's just honestly nothing I can do.
I think Joe looked around.
I understand.
I know. And he ended at that. I think Joe looked around and said, who's the most tired? Dan's still breathing hard. Dan, you want to go for a long walk?
Yeah.
About 50 yards in, Dan's like, I can't do anything about it. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. I love you.
Yeah.
Now, how awesome is it that Joe is such a fan that he's been building a stash for this fake idol? I thought that was awesome. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yep. Probably gradually taking stuff off of his fire pole and everything.
Yeah.
Gradually so people don't notice it. Yeah. Herson Pagan says on Twitter, on YouTube, apparently Joe used the taking Dan into the woods strategy not only for looking for the idol, but also for going to the bathroom because Rodney wouldn't even let him poop. I wonder where he heard that. That's good information.
Yeah.
That's interesting stuff.
Might have been a secret scene or something.
Yeah. So let's see, where am I? Mike, interesting thing happened musically during the Mike trying to find Joe. Did you happen to catch it?
Mike, no. What did you find interesting about it?
When Mike sprinted, whenever he sprinted, no music at all. All you heard was him sprinting.
Oh.
I mean, it was like, obviously, there was all this music and then all of a sudden quiet and him running as fast as he could. It was quite effective.
Yeah.
At least it was for me. So, all right. So he catches up to him and Joe offers to vote Jen and give Mike the idol. So Joe's basically saying, keep me, let's get rid of Jen, and I will give you my idol. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Mike says, give me the idol tonight and I'll keep you safe. Not that it would have made any difference, but that was the deal.
If that was Joe's big strategy of the season, it was probably the worst, in my opinion, strategy you could have done. I mean,
because why not just wear the idol?
Say it. Exactly. Wear the idol. If it's an idol, play the idol. Why offer to give it up? And I think that's what gave it away, that it wasn't real. Right. I just, at first I was thinking that Shireen may have told, Susan brought up a good point in the chat room, that they probably edited out Shireen explaining the loophole numbers to Mike. So that's how she says Mike figured it out.
Nice.
I wonder if Shireen went to Mike and told him that Joe was playing an idol. And I thought it was that Joe was playing a fake idol, but he did not tell Shireen it was a fake idol. He told her that he had found the idol. So that was good on him not sharing that information with somebody that could flip. So that was good. But the whole, I'll give you this idol if you keep me. To me, it was a giveaway. That was just kind of why he didn't fall for it. I don't think he believed that it was an idol. It was a good-looking necklace. I just don't think he thought it was an idol. Because it might have even said, show me the paperwork that went with this. I want to see all of it.
Well, he certainly acted like he at least partially believed it might have been a real idol.
Yeah. Whenever
he was at tribal council, I mean, there was some belief that it could have been.
Until he played it on Will. And I think that's when he was kind of saying, I know this is not an idol, so I'm going to play it on Will.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, my point was, exactly what your point is. If it's a real idol, then why are you doing this? Just play it on yourself.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Or, so anyway. All right. Are you ready for tribal council?
Which lasted about 2 minutes long. Sure.
Right. Okay. There's tribal council.
It seems like the shorter they are, the more predictable they are. There's nothing else going to it.
Joe hands Mike the fake idol. Haley looks very refreshed, David.
Yes. Very relaxed.
Yes. Probst talks to Jen. And, okay, this is where it's obvious. If you think Jeff doesn't know what's going on at camp, then you did not watch this tribal council.
Yes.
I mean, he basically says, what would you have done if you had won the idol?
Right. That's exactly. Calls her out.
Well, yeah, because he obviously knows what her answer is going to be. So, anyway. Do you have anything else to say about that?
No. I like him challenging her just to get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably wants her to, because he probably doesn't like the fact that she's trying to quit without quitting. You know what I'm saying? It probably irritates him.
He even talked in one of his interviews with somebody that they have kind of a love-hate relationship where she is constantly like being sarcastic back or just talking back and not a way he's used to being talked to by castaways.
Right.
They have this odd relationship. So, but I see his point. I mean, I see hers too. Nobody wants to be a quitter or labeled a quitter. But at the same time, if you really want to help him, get up and walk out. That's how you help him and put a spur back in the game.
Yeah. But then, of course, you don't get to be on the jury.
Right.
So that ain't going to happen. So, all right, Mike, Probst, can you verify this is a hidden immunity idol? Not unless you play it. Now, didn't he verify in a past season for someone without them playing it? Or did he not? Did Tony get it verified?
I think Tony did that after the votes were made. I think he went up and asked Jeff to verify it once the votes were made. I don't know if you have to play it. I think you just have to wait till the votes are done and then then you can go up there and ask to get it verified.
No. Probst said, if you play it, not unless you play it. I will not verify anything unless you play it.
What happened with Tony?
Unless you try to play it. See, that's what I don't remember.
Yeah.
Did Tony, because I seem to remember Tony getting up and saying, well, I'd like it, Probst, is this a real idol? And I thought I thought Probst answered him, and we were all like, what the heck? Why'd you answer him? And we all said, well, because it was Tony, and he loves Tony.
Wasn't it the all-powerful idol that he asked him to verify? I wanted him to show him or something?
I just don't remember.
I don't either.
Maybe someone remembers. But all right, if someone remembers and says something about it and you happen to see it, then let me know. So, all right, it's time for the vote. And I love Tyler and Rodney both have no idea what in the world's going to happen.
But when I saw that last night, I laughed. When I listened to it today, I said, you know what? That sounds like a pre-planned joke. And I wonder if it was planned between Will, Carolyn, Rodney, and Tyler to show the four of them were tight. And we just did not see Carolyn and Will. That was two word for word, very similar. It was off by like 2 or 3 words, but it started the same.
Yeah.
Tyler said, I have no idea what's going on. Rodney says, I have no idea what is going to happen tonight. I wonder if the four of them did that as a little inside joke that we four are tight. We don't know what's going on, but we're wink, wink, we kind of know.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so. So Jen gets 4, Dan gets 1, and Joe gets 5. And I finally figured out how that all happened.
Okay.
And you're going to be saying to me, well, yeah, that's obvious. Jen voted for Dan because she thought Shireen was going to vote for her.
Right.
And she didn't want a tie. So she was going to turn it around so that she would go home.
Mm-hmm.
And so she didn't want the tie. So that's why Jen voted for Dan.
Plus, that's probably her least favorite person. And it's probably the only time he'll get her vote. Because he won't get it at the jury.
Right.
We had some late...
So...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead and
well,
finish.
just let me finish this thought. So therefore, Shireen really was the swing vote tonight.
Yes.
I mean, it was really kind of her decision of where things were going to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I think she made the right move. Do you think Shireen made the right move?
Well, yeah, you get rid of Joe.
And you also get points with Mike and that alliance. So
absolutely, she made the right move.
And she can also flip back if she wants to if something goes the other way. Right. PB said that there was a secret scene where Rodney's following Joe. So that was where that came from. About when Joe was trying to go make his idol, that Rodney was following him. And Susan's asked, did Mike choosing Will show them that Will is in the bottom of the alliance? I don't think that was Mike's intention, but I think it's a good point that Will probably is in the bottom of that alliance. But I don't think he was trying to point out anything other than this is how I don't really care about the idol because he's not getting any votes.
Right.
Type thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was just a throwaway just to see if it was a real idol or not. Was
Mike ever truly considering not voting out Joe?
Oh gosh, no. Why? Why would he?
Exactly. I didn't think so either.
I mean, my goodness, I don't care how much I like watching Joe play on the challenges and stuff, but as soon as he loses, he's going home.
It's got to.
Yeah. Okay, here comes Jay Lopez on YouTube. Thank you, Jay. Let's see what he says here. I think you guys are referring to when Tony goes up to Probst and asks him, can you verify this for me, Jeff? And he uses it on LJ. All right.
Oh, okay.
So, but if I remember that correctly, Probst verified it before he played it. Now, Jay, you can tell me if I'm right or not, but I'm pretty sure that that's what happened, and that's why we were all surprised, you know? Whereas what he did last night was he said, I won't verify it until you play it.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he said that.
Yeah, right. He was caught off guard by what Tony did, and he learned his lesson, I guess. You know? So, anyway. Hey, David.
Dwaine.
David.
Yes.
David, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I still have you.
How does Jen feel about that?
I still have you.
It's so funny. Rodney's so sad about Joaquin getting voted out. Jen is so sad about still being there.
And Shireen is creeping.
Yes, I know.
I still have you.
That was funny.
Oh, man. All right, next time on, Will blows up on Shireen, and Mike and Rodney go at it. There you go.
Yep.
Who knows what that means? It could mean anything.
It could mean the battle where the 4 against the 4, and then Jen becomes the swing vote.
Yep, it really could. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Hey guys, this is Jennifer, and I just wanted to steal a moment during my favorite podcast to remind you to use D&D's Amazon link when you shop at Amazon. Not only do you get everything you need at Amazon, you're also helping D&D continue their great podcasts. So always use www.stwdd.com/Amazon when you start your shopping. Or make it even easier and just use their links on their website and the D&D Facebook group. That's all I wanted to say. Now back to more D&D.
All right, let's get to our listener feedback. We have 3 tonight. I'm reading 1 and David's reading 2, so I will start with Will the Giant Ninja. What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. the Giant Ninja. Last night was rough for me because Survivor started at 7 local time, and the Hawks game started at 7:30. I decided to watch Survivor first, then put the kids to bed, as usual, then watch the game, which was fine and dandy, except for how horrible the Hawks played in the first period. Will, this is not hockey talk with... All right, here we go. 20 minutes in, they were down 3 goals, which in hockey is huge. I almost went to bed, but then I thought, what would Danimal do? So I pretended there was someone in the basement with me, told them their game was over, and kept watching. Soon enough, the Hawks had tied it up and won the game in double overtime. Awesome, so awesome. In fact, that I didn't even think about Survivor until my ride into court this morning. But when I did finally think about this season, where it's gone and where it's going, I had a bit of an epiphany. I decided to stop thinking about where I wanted the game to go and where I thought it should go, and think about the story the editors were telling us. And a few facts kept popping into my head. So I wanted to lay them out and put together a theory that I think best explains all of the data we have. Number 1, flippers never win. The editors showed us Dan making that point at Tribal Council, and during the previously on. Excuse me. Moreover, they also showed Shireen disproving the notion at Tribal Council last week, and Dan and Shireen still arguing about it after Tribal Council. This point is important. Either Dan is right or Shireen is. Now, in total fairness, they're both right because they're making different points. But from an editing, storytelling perspective, one of them is our new narrator and the other is the foil. That's a very good point, Mr. Will. Number 2, you don't understand my game. The editors showed us Dan going after Shireen, trying to get her to flip, which, interestingly, she seems to have done at this point. But more importantly, in retrospect, they showed us Shireen telling Dan that he didn't understand her game. And they showed us Dan agreeing that he didn't. Dan tells us that Shireen has no game. Shireen tells us that Dan just doesn't see what she's doing. Again, one of them is right. Number 3, just another Superman, I think he meant superfan, who can't count. Again, we've seen Dan's perspective directly opposed by Shireen's perspective. This week, Shireen specifically told us in confessional that she could count, and that was why she had to make a move. Number 4, when Joe's gone, I'm the biggest target. Hold on, Okay. Mike is well aware that Joe was his buffer. He had to take Joe out, but he also knows that the game has now changed and that he needs to do something different. Number 5. Hold on, my screen is messed up. I'm sorry. He went from 4 to 7. I wonder if he accidentally missed some. Anyway, number 7. Interesting.
Let it go.
I'm not blue. Huh?
Keep reading.
Or did you?
That's page 2. No, I didn't do it. I copied as it was.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So number 7. I'm not blue through and through. We have been told each week that Rodney is waiting for Final 7 to make a move against Mike, and that he will flip the game at that point. But more importantly, Shireen sees Rodney's move coming, and Mike agrees with Shireen. All right. Hold on just a second.
I'm checking his email, and it does go from 4 to 7.
All right. 8. These people know how to play the game. Jeff Probst has told us that this is a season of big strategic moves, and all we've seen so far is pagonging interrupted by a smart idle play. So far, there's been almost no strategy worth writing about. That's about to change.
I think Will is doing an inside joke that a superfan can't count by going from 4 to 7.
Yes. Bravo, David. Now, put all these facts together, and what does the rest of the game look like? In my opinion, we're about to see something we've never seen before. The two-person Sesternino. Rob C's game was so impressive because he kept flip-flopping between alliances. He'd vote with the guys one week and the girls the next, and he kept himself in a power position. Tony did something similar 2 seasons ago, the most recent season these survivors have seen, when he turned on his alliance a couple of times, voting out LJ and Jeffra. But Tony did that to keep Spencer in the game, to focus attention off of Tony. Mike can't do that at this point. He's the biggest target, period. But one person can play like Tony, or more accurately, like Rob Sesternino, and that is Shireen. Right now we're at 9, with Rodney, Other Will, Carolyn, Tyler on one side, and Mike, Dan, Sierra, and on the other. And then there's Shireen, who, quote-unquote, can't count, and whose, quote, game is dead, according to the person we're supposed to see as the GOAT. And Jen, who's ready to quit, but who won't quit. If Shireen can keep Jen loyal, Shireen and Jen can stay in a power position for the rest of the game. They vote with Mike first, eliminating Rodney. Then the next week, it's 5-3. They vote with Other Will, Carolyn, Tyler to eliminate Mike. Next week, they flip back again to eliminate Carolyn. Then again to eliminate Sierra. Then still again to eliminate Tyler. Because they are 2 of 9. They can flip and flop every week, and the Minority Alliance will always need them to take out a majority power player. In my opinion, that's where we're headed. We're going to be left with the final 4 of Shireen, Jen, Other Will, and Danimal. And because of the edit we've seen, Danimal is going to be in the final 3, or final 2 if it goes that way, with Shireen. Wow. Dan may not understand her game, but the jury will. She's about to direct a takeover that will go down in Survivor lore. She's going to do what Rob Cesternino tried to do, and it's going to work because she has Jen in her back pocket. She has 2 votes to flip and flop, not just 1. Tell me what you think, guys. Tweet me at The Giant Ninja. Am I right? Is Shireen our sole survivor? Later, peeps. Will at The Giant Ninja. Wow, that was a very, very good feedback. Very good insight. What do you think? Good perspective there?
I like it because I'm picturing it as he was saying it, because Jen is in a spot where everybody left has voted against Jen at some point or against what she's wanted to do. And if Shireen can sell this pitch to her, they would basically be in control the rest of the game. And Shireen would love to take Quitter Jen and Danimal to the final 3, and that would be her ideal setup. And then she explains how she turned the game on its head when she was the next one to go and takes it over from there. That would be awesome.
Right. And the only problem is if she takes Jen, if they vote for who they like better, they might like Jen better. They won't like Dan better, but they might like Jen better.
I don't think a lot of the Blues will. I think, especially if if they're part of what knocks out Rodney and them, but I just think they'd respect Shireen's game more. I think this group would actually respect gameplay.
All right, next we have Andy Westover from Missouri. David, take it away.
As I posted on the Facebook group, I think this was the worst episode of the season. Other than Rodney's Mike/Dan impression, and Will's porpoise impression, I felt that this episode was mostly depressing and ended in the expected predictable boot. Obviously, that is going to happen, but I still don't have to like it. Hopefully, we're amping up for some excitement in the final weeks. Anyway, here are a few questions that were raised for me, and how I hope they are answered. What does this episode mean for Jen? To me, Jen's behavior was by far the biggest contributor to this downer episode. Good point. I never believed she would quit, though I do believe she would have given up the necklace had she won it. Yeah, I think so too. I think Jen's problems are twofold. First, she lost her closest ally in the game, which is naturally disheartening. With Haley gone, so was her hope of power and dominance in the game, at least at that point, which took the proverbial wind from her sails. Second, she just keeps on losing. She has not won a challenge since episode 6. The only current castaway with a longer drought has been Rodney, who hasn't won since episode 5. Even so, it could still be argued that Jen has had the biggest losing streak. Her own idol save would be the exception, since even Rodney has won tribal council votes, i.e. his person gets voted out. That's what we were just talking about. Jen is a person who feeds on competition and adrenaline, which has been horribly lacking from her game in several episodes. Despite all of this, I have to maintain hope for her. Her edit to this point has just been too great for her to fizzle out in such a horrible way. I reckon that all Jen needs is a taste or two of success to reinvigorate her in a Natalie Anderson-esque manner. If for no,
I agree with him there. I think Jen gets this next episode could turn Jen completely around. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wonder if Shireen could take credit for that, though. You know, her gameplay would give her credit, and that's how she would get votes over Jen, by basically making her a puppet. Yeah. If for no other reason than to play the spoilers for others. I believe that we will see this soon and can expect more from Jen than just the depressing solemnity present in this episode. I hope so, because she was a downer in this episode. Question number 2. Will we see the Rodney insurrection at 9 instead of 7? I think this may be coming to a head sooner than later. According to Next Time On, there appeared to be some fighting taking place with Will and Rodney doing some yelling. Will this be the catalyst for something blowing up? I think there's a strong chance that somebody, likely Rodney, will say something stupid in the heat of the moment. I am envisioning Rodney saying something to Mike like, "You're next, and you don't even know it." That would be good. By the way, you're next, but we're not telling you. So,
yeah.
If this all happens, as I really hope that it does, it should breathe some life into the game. Jen could find herself as the swing vote, based on her newfound impression-based affinity for Rodney and her penchant for fighting against the man, which would be Mike at this point. I feel it likely she would swing that direction. That would make it Will, Rodney, Tyler, Carolyn, Jen versus Mike, Sierra, Dan, Shireen. I would love to see this happen. Mike use his idol and take out Rodney or Carolyn in the process. If there is more of that of the status quo, i.e. Shireen or Jen being voted out, that will be disappointing. Unless... Question number 3. Sorry, turn the page. If Jen is voted out in reaction to Mike learning of Rodney's plans, but not yet wanting to reveal that to Rodney, that would bring some interest to the move and make a fair amount of sense. Jen and Shireen are the natural targets of the Blue Tribe. If Mike learns of Rodney's duplicity, but does not feel that he has the numbers to get Rodney out, then focusing the target on Jen, who may swing to the Rodney side, covertly removes one of Rodney's numbers and thus benefits Mike. I think it is safe to say that, more than anything, I just want to see some serious gameplay. I want a player to hatch a plan that goes against the existing flow, verbalize said plan, and then carry out said plan. Please, someone make it happen. There's still a lot of potential goodness in the end game, so let's just get to it. We've had 2 pretty predictable boots in a row. To make this interesting, we need something, anything that is unpredictable. That's all for now. Andy, Cameron, Missouri.
Thank you, Andy.
He's right. I mean, there was no strategy going on this week. I mean, only what we got from Mike and Jen, Shireen and Joe. Well, I mean, other than the 4 I said earlier on, there was nothing else. I mean, we don't even get a confessional from Tyler saying, "See, this is how I want. I am one more tribal council away from turning on the plan with Carolyn, and we're going to take this game over." We're not getting any of that.
Right. No. All right. We have a late entry tonight, Bethany, like right under the wire. And David's going to read it. So go ahead, David.
All right. Let me see if I can stretch my eyes for this. Dear D&D, I want to start by saying how much I love this season. I also love your show. I am sorry that I'm getting my feedback in so late. Yeah. I recently had a Survivor viewing party with a group of friends and family. My hometown had 2 tornadoes touch down last week, and most homes were without electricity last Wednesday. I started out inviting a few friends and then ended up with 25 people at my home watching our favorite reality show. We all enjoyed the episode, and I could go on and on about our feelings towards Dan, but I will refrain from stating the obvious. That's funny because Dwaine and I watched the beginning of Pearl Islands because of a hurricane at my house. Let's see. Yes. I will tell you what I found to be very interesting from a group of fans that have never listened to a podcast, read an interview, or even aware of the YouTube secret scenes. Oh, that's good. This is observations from her viewing party. Number 1.
Casual fans.
Yes. They were having a hard time following the storylines such as the breakdown of alliances, why so many people have hatred towards Shireen, why Carolyn helped to kick out Max from her white-collar alliance and then push Shireen away after she tried to talk to her the very next day, why did Will vote against his no-collar tribe, why are so many people wanting to team up with Rodney, why didn't Joe try to talk game with the people he took on reward?
This sounds like questions from people who haven't even seen an episode this season. Is that the case?
I think it's from folks that turn off Survivor at 8:59 Eastern time and don't think about it again until the next Wednesday.
So you think these people have been watching all season and still have these questions?
I think they've been watching. They may not have caught every episode or every minute.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
It just says they've never listened to a podcast, read an interview, or even aware of the YouTube secret scenes. The second observation.
Okay. All right.
These people are the crowd favorites: Mike, Joe, Shireen, and Haley. Number 3. They didn't even know the names of the following people: Tyler and Sierra. I found this to be very interesting a very interesting view of casual fans that belong to all three collars, a few nurses, one pediatrician, Baptist minister, teachers, circuit court judge, and my son's fraternity brothers. Wow, that is quite a diverse group at your house. How do you guys feel like the Survivor editors are relaying the storyline this season compared to other seasons? Thank you, Beth from Kentucky. P.S. Yes, I did tell my group of casual fans to listen to your podcast. Hopefully they are listening now. And that's it.
All right. What was her last question to us? How do we think what?
How do you guys feel the Survivor editors are relaying the storyline this season compared to other seasons? I think they're doing a good job of the storylines, but it's who matters, because we're certainly not getting all these people. And there are some interesting people out there. We are just getting nothing. I mean, Carolyn, we haven't heard from Carolyn since she found the idol. If she's not on a reward, there's no Carolyn.
Right. All right, David. Later on in the show, David will be watching the Star Wars trailer for the first time. But now it is time for...
It is time for Mikko's Challenge. It is time for Mikko's Challenge.
So she actually says it better than you do.
Mikko's Challenge.
Right, not Mikko's.
Mikko's Challenge.
Mikko's Challenge, right.
Nope. Mikko's. All right, David, I have a proposal for you tonight.
Uh-oh.
Let me do all of your questions first.
Okay.
And then you do all of mine. Let's see if it helps me do better.
Okay.
All right? All right.
So I'm reading you first, or you reading to me?
Dwaine.
I'm asking you questions first.
Okay. And I did hear what she said. So,
I'm rooting for Dwaine.
So what's the name of your computer?
I cannot control.
That's definitely not the SCA.
Kelly. No, it's
Kelly.
The girl
is mine.
Kelly. There you go. All right, here we go. Quote number 1, David.
Mm-hmm.
I even put on Facebook, "Are you kidding me? I think I could do something to screw up everybody else's game."
Wow. I think Jen said that about 5 times.
David, you always get the easy ones.
I agree. Yes, you are correct. That was Jen.
Okay.
Gosh. Quote number 2. The big question is, are any of them willing to make a move?
Oh, that was Shireen very early on.
David, you are correct.
Just keep your finger on that button.
Did you hear her say that?
Just keep your finger on that button, yes.
David, your cockiness is not appreciated.
All right, number 3.
My winner's edge. That's what it is.
It would be, oh my goodness, this is freaking ridiculous. I am so mad. It would be hilarious.
You're shaking the camera. You're so mad.
I am so upset. This is the easiest question in the world. It would be hilarious.
Maybe now that you're pronouncing his name right, you might get some of the easier questions. I'd say that was from Jen.
Yeah, you think?
David,
I think, yeah.
You are correct again.
You sure you want me to do all mine first?
Did you hear what she said?
I did hear what she said. And I told you to keep your finger on that button. But you didn't mention before it started, the points are Dwaine 41 as they were last week to David 52.5. Which they could have been closer, but you were too much of a good
Quote
sport.
number 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a good sport. I'm not going to take handouts in a game.
Okay.
Joe's gone?
Was that Mike? To Dan when they lost Joe?
You are incorrect. David, you are incorrect.
Who said that?
Wait, who? You said Mike.
Mike said it to Dan after Dan lost Joe.
No. Dan says it. He said after Joe loses him. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Mikko, You put Dan after Joe loses him.
After Joe loses Dan? I thought Mike said that because he looked at Dan like, you idiot, you lost Joe?
Mikko wrote Dan after Joe loses. Oh, after Joe loses Dan. Okay, after Joe
loses Dan from following.
Yeah, right. that Mike went up to Dan and went, "Hey, where's Joe?" And Dan goes, "Joe's gone."
But that's not true because Joe didn't lose Dan. Dan walked away.
Well, all right. Quote number 5. Ain't nobody safe out here.
I think Rodney's the only one who uses
you
ain't.
Always get the easy ones.
Is that Rodney?
Yes, that is.
Well, we didn't hear from Will or Tyler or Carolyn or Sierra. I mean, that's like a third of almost half the people we didn't hear from.
Yes. You keep talking over the computer when she's trying to tell you you're right.
I know.
You are right. Because who else says ain't at the beginning of a sentence but Rodney?
Exactly. Ain't nobody else saying
Quote
that.
number 6. Oh, David. I am so frustrated right now.
Ooh,
I have no idea what's going on.
Dwaine said that. I am so frustrated right now. Dwaine said that.
The quote is, I have no idea what's going on. Act like you have to think about it.
Tyler, because Rodney said something about what's going to happen. So Tyler's my guess.
David, you are correct again.
Question number 1.
David, your cockiness is not appreciated.
Yeah.
How long did the... Oh, my gosh! David, I'm telling you, if I have hard ones, I'm going to punch the computer. How long did the immunity challenge according to the edits? Seriously.
Well, they showed 30 minutes, but it went a little bit longer, so it should have been over 30 minutes.
So what's your answer?
Over 30 minutes.
That is correct. You get 3 points.
Oh, okay, I'll take it.
David, you are correct.
The options were 25 plus minutes, 30 plus minutes, or 35 plus minutes.
Oh. Last I remember seeing was 30. Oh, that's right. You already said I was correct.
Question number 2.
Yes.
Last question for you. Oh, this is easy too. Why couldn't I have gotten this one? What was the first animal seen on screen in the episode? Discounting previously on.
Oh, it was the sloth crawling through. Looked like it was crawling through camp.
David, you are correct again.
Thank you, Kelly.
Okay. I am actually seriously, legitimately not happy. I want to hear this again. Shh. I want to hear this.
It is time for Mikko's challenge. It is time for Mikko's challenge.
See, this isn't to get a winner and a loser. This is just to make Mikko laugh, because that's what happens when you get upset.
Apparently so.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, hi, Kelly. How are you doing?
Oh, hi. How are you?
I just thought I'd call you at this opportune time. David's about to ask. Yeah, David's about to ask me some questions, and I thought you might want to hear them.
I want to hear. I'm here with my family, and they watch Survivor too, so maybe you have extra help tonight.
Oh, nice. Now you won't be able to hear David, so I will repeat the question to myself, and if you just all right, go ahead, David.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on speaker.
Okay, that sounds like a plan, and I'll say hi to your family.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Hello, Kelly's family.
Hello.
How you doing? We're doing great. Yeah. All right, here we go. I need all the help I can get because David only missed one. He got questions like who said I want to mix the game up, or easy questions like. Anyway, forget it. Go ahead, David. Ask me my first question.
Boy, this sounds so off plan. Like it just suddenly
this was
came
not.
up.
Yeah, David, this was not planned at all.
Gotcha. Quote. You ready?
Yes.
Quote number one. I understand why she dislikes these people.
I understand why she dislikes these people. Oh,
Yes.
I think that was. I'm pretty sure.
Shireen.
Yeah, that was Shireen. Yes.
That would be
That was
correct.
Sheree. She was talking about Jen.
Yes, Shireen
That's
talking
my
about
mom.
Jen.
That's amazing.
I got it right. I got it right.
Pouting because Haley went home.
All right, quote
All right.
number 2. I gave
Quote
you this
number
one
2.
too. I am the luckiest person out here right now.
I am the luckiest person out here right now.
Yeah. No, what's
Stand in
that?
subtitle.
Mike. Was it Mike?
Who do you think, Dwaine?
I don't have any idea.
Haley. Probably Haley.
Okay. You think it's Mike? My family says Mike.
Okay, her family says Mike.
Well, her family should listen to our podcast because I gave you this quote while they were on the reward challenge when Shireen said, I am the
That was
luckiest person
Shireen.
out here.
That's right.
What? Sheree?
Yeah, because she got chocolate. Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That's not fair.
I agree. All right, next quote, David.
Oh my gosh. Quote number 3. Wherever he goes, I'm going to be attached to his hip.
Oh, that was Mike talking about Joe.
Do you want to confirm with your coercive
Oh,
family?
I'm sorry. Wherever he goes, I'm going to be attached to his hip. That was definitely Mike.
Oh, that was Mike.
Yes.
About Joe. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
Kinda
that's
sounded
correct.
weird.
By the way, to show how committed I am to this podcast, my son is trying to call me, and I'm ignoring his call. All right, go ahead.
Quote number 4.
Ignoring son call.
Quote number 4.
Can't believe I suck so bad at that challenge.
Can't believe I suck so bad
Okay,
at that
wait.
challenge. That was Joe. Don't you think?
Oh.
Is it from the one?
Say it again. Say it again.
I can't believe I suck so bad at that challenge. That was Joe after he got back.
that's Joe.
Yeah, that was Joe. Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
Joe.
we got that one right. Woo!
All right, here's a tough one. Here's a tough one. Number 5.
I think her mom said he really did suck at that challenge.
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
He-
now we know
he
where
lasted-
Dale got it from. Yeah. Now we know where her dad got it from. His wife's been saying it to him all his life, and he had
Honey,
to say
you
it while
really
he was
sucked
out
at
on.
that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been together for a while.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Dwayne loses a point.
I forget.
Yeah. David, they hung up on me. Oh, whoops. All right. Go
We
ahead.
did it. We're still here.
Quote number 5.
Quote number 5.
Life goes on.
This is my list.
Life goes on.
Oh no, I know this one. Life goes on.
Okay, Mom thinks she knows.
I know who it is. What? Who was it?
Think about it.
He was talking about Jen. Was it Rodney? It was Rodney. I know it for a fact.
Okay.
Okay, Mom says Rodney.
I'm going with Kelly's mama.
I think Mom was watching at Bethany's house where she didn't know who all the people were.
Oh, no. I shouldn't have trusted the woman.
No, it's Rodney.
So-
It's Rodney. But
It is Rodney. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she couldn't come up with his name.
Oh, okay. Woo.
I knew it was Rodney.
She knew it.
All right, this one's tough,
All
though.
right.
Number 6.
Because he was about ready to call Jen a
Oh, ambulance. All right, quote number 6.
I could really rock the
Okay.
vote tonight.
I'm Googling it too.
Oh, I could really rock the vote tonight. That would be Shireen, wouldn't it?
It sounds like it would be.
Sounds like Shireen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That was Shireen.
Yep.
Yes, that was Shireen.
Yes, it was.
Delusions of grandeur.
Yes. Kelly, I need to do a
Was it
podcast. Yes, it was. I need to do a podcast with just your mom. She sounds hilariously fun.
I know. She has a great memory.
All right. Here we go, David. Next one, David.
You got 2 questions. 2 questions.
Two
now.
questions. Here we go.
Name the 3 candy bars.
Oh, good.
I'm just kidding. You don't
Oh,
get that
David goes, name the 3 candy bars, and I got excited because I know them. But that's not the real question.
Oh yeah, Vickers.
one. No, this one's easy. This one's easy.
You know that.
All right,
Name
here
the,
we go.
Name
David.
the 3 people who didn't make it across the balancing beam on their first try.
Oh, name the 3 people who didn't make it across the balancing beam on their first try. All right, that was
Carolyn, Tyler, and Shireen.
yes.
Was that?
Well, Rodney also, but yes.
He made it. No, he officially
really?
made it. No, he officially made it across because Probst said, yeah, he did make it.
He made it. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
Carolyn,
yeah.
Tyler, and Shireen.
Tell
right.
them just to give the answers. You don't need to do any answers. So yeah,
Okay.
they get it right.
Y'all
Tyler,
are correct.
Carolyn, Shireen. Yes.
Y'all are correct.
Yay!
All right, one last question, and then I will let y'all go.
Okay, here it is. What was the last
Okay,
animal
we're ready.
seen on screen in the episode? Discounting next time on. I love Mikko.
Oh, my God.
He's so love these challenges.
What was the last animal seen in the show, not counting next time on? Was it that yellow bird?
Oh, I thought it was that funky monkey up in the.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, we're going to go with Mama. I'm going to go with Mama here and say the funky monkey. David, am I correct?
No.
Was it the bird? He said no. Was it
No,
the bird?
The bird was at the reward. They showed I think the bird at the reward. Here are your three
So-
choices. You get three choices.
Oh, wait. Okay,
Well-
ladies, now we have three choices. Here we go.
A
Yeah.
dragonfly.
Oh, A dragonfly. I think that's it. That's not an animal, though. That's an insect.
B, a hummingbird.
B, a hummingbird.
C, a spider.
C, a spider. I'm gonna say the dragonfly.
You gonna ask them?
Oh, do y'all?
That's only two choices.
No, it was dragonfly, hummingbird, and what was the other one?
Spider.
And spider. I think it was a dragonfly. And what do y'all think, ladies?
Stick with dragonfly.
All right, the ladies
I
say
have no
dragonfly.
idea.
I only remember the funky monkey.
All right, she only remembers the funky
Well,
monkey.
tell them to be available next week because you're gonna need more help
Okay,
because it
what's
was a
the
spider.
answer?
It was the spider. Oh, I don't know why the spider
Oh,
wriggled
it was
and
like
jiggled and
tarantula.
tickled inside
They
her.
always have a
All right. All right, thank you, Kelly and Kelly's mom. I have a feeling
Thanks, Dwaine.
Mikko will probably cancel out all my points because he'll say I cheated, but I don't care.
No, it's not cheating. There are no rules in the Mikko's challenge.
Mikko would disagree with you. Mikko sometimes gets a
Okay,
little
well, these are
touchy
challenge
about the
rules
Mikko. All right. Hey, it was fun talking to you, Mama. It was fun.
Hey, you too.
Actually, I don't know why I'm calling you Mama. You're probably my age, so I don't know why I'm saying that. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Yeah, she's probably
Okay,
younger.
bye, Dwaine.
Bye. How'd you like that little surprise there, David?
I thought it was great because I don't think you gained any ground on me.
Kelly.
Oh, man.
I love
Again, the
Mikko's
Mikko's challenge was leaned more towards David. Easy questions, like beyond easy questions.
So maybe after the finale, you can call Mike and Dan and anybody you want to from the show and see if they can help remember who said what since they were out there.
Yeah. The problem with my little plan was they couldn't hear you.
Right.
But Hangouts on air will not let you add somebody via telephone call. A regular Hangout, you can, but not a Hangout on air. And I really don't understand why not. Because we've tried it before, and they won't let us. So, all right. I like this next part. David is going to bring up the YouTube trailer for Star Wars Episode 2. Just kidding. For Star Wars coming out this Christmas, right? I know where I will be on Christmas Day if it's not coming out before then. All right, David, are you ready?
No,
He is
I'm
going to
bringing
watch
up-
the official trailer. I believe it was released today. So we're going to be very quiet so that we can hear it. So make sure that you don't have it going through your headphones. Make it
Star
so
Wars
it's coming
trailer.
out. David,
that's 7
make it
minutes
so.
long.
No, that's not the right one.
I know.
Can
I
you
think
make
it's
it
it.
where it comes? Can you make it where it comes out of your speakers and not your headphones?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens trailer, and here's a picture of 2 old characters on there.
Does it say it was released today?
Yeah, 6 hours ago.
Okay.
So let me hold on. Let me get the podcast window back up. Put it on default. Save that. Take this off so I can hear it.
Can you hear me now, David?
I can hear you now.
Yes, because I can hear myself. All right, go ahead. And turn it up so we can hear it.
Just that part gets me excited, seeing Lucasfilm. Wow. Oh, I didn't even see that speeder going across the bottom. Looking at the crash ship.
The force is strong in my family. My father has it.
That's got to be Luke.
Yes.
My sister has it.
That's a very young.
You have that power too.
Oh, so he's not talking to his sister, he's talking to somebody else.
Probably his son.
Whoa! Ooh, who is that? The Silver Stormtrooper. Falcon.
Chewie. We're home.
I get chills.
You got chill bumps? All right, put the speaker so it's on your headphones again so we can talk about this. What an amazing trailer.
Wow, let me fix this back.
Yes.
Wow.
What a trailer. I think Luke's talking to his son or grandson, wouldn't you think?
Can I help you today?
I'd like to buy a car.
Sorry.
What? Do you know what this man is?
Just close your YouTube window.
The next trailer started playing. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
So that was that sounded like Luke talking to a younger person, a younger Jedi. Right. I had it, my sister had it, and you have it, which means you're an offspring.
Yeah. My dad had it. We see Darth Vader's face all
the
destroyed.
mangled mask. Who was the?
Yeah.
I want to know what the. It's like a special stormtrooper was walking through the halls in the silver shining. It's J.J. Abrams.
I know. I mean, J.J. Abrams. I mean, look what he did with a Star Wars, and tell me this is. I'm sorry, with a Star Trek, and tell me this isn't going to be amazing.
Okay, this is going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing.
And we're talking about him Sunday night with Super 8. He did Super 8 as well.
Yes.
Oh, that was great. See that was
a good trailer.
I saw Han Solo and Chewbacca on the picture before it started, so I saw that they were going to be in it. But we're home.
Yeah.
Oh man, it looks good. Looks good. Lots of action. You know it's going to look so real more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. All right. Whew. Fun. I cannot wait to watch that. I'm going to have to watch that a couple more times.
Yeah. I don't think Davis has seen it, so I get to watch it with him again.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to our monthly patrons, our D&D patrons, and those of you who use our Amazon link to shop Amazon, stwdd.com/Amazon. Remember, join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Survivor Talk. That's where all the fun talk happens. Every single day, there's good stuff going on. There's never any spoilers, and it's always good talk. So join our Facebook group. Also, we have a movie talk Facebook group, and that is facebook.com/groups/MTWDD. And do that. Follow me on Twitter @Survivor_talk. Follow David on Twitter @David_STWDD. And any final words, David, before we say adios to everyone and thank them for watching? We had a pretty awesome number of people watching tonight. Thank you all so much for watching.
We had I do had a couple things from the chat room. I apologize. My phone's been sitting over here while I've been chilling with the Star Wars thing. Question to Dwaine: how many times total were the hooks thrown at the reward challenge? They said that should have been one of your Mikko's challenge.
Yeah, right. Nice. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm beginning to understand why Mikko's challenge is fun for everybody.
Let's see. Folks, let's see. Tina asked, can you say hi to Swain from Tina from Mexico? So hi to Swain from Tina from Mexico.
Yeah, shout out right there.
I think, I think Google was having trouble, and that it wasn't YouTube's fault. It was Google, because folks were getting a lot of freezing frames, and then it went off and came back on, so it refreshed good.
Well, but kudos to Google, because I didn't touch the computer at all. It disconnected because of a server, and then it connected right away and didn't miss a lick. So, good job for Google.
Yep. That's it. I think that's it. Sorry if I missed anything.
All right. So David and I are going to record our Super 8 episode Sunday night with my brother, and and then I'll release the podcast later in the week, because I'm going to be gone Monday through Wednesday. So I'll release it later in the week. So it'll be about a week before you get it from tonight or so. So we hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a fun podcast. If you haven't heard our Die Hard one, go back and listen to it, or our Robin Williams one, or any number. We had a lot of Shooting the Breeze episodes before that, so go back and listen to it. All right, David, any last words about the episode itself? Do you think Jen is going to get back in the game mentally?
Actually, I do. I see her. Something happens next week. Maybe she wins reward or is on the reward winners and gets back in. But I think Shireen won't let her go. Right. I'm hoping that's what happens. But for me, I couldn't pick a worst episode this season, because I haven't found one that's bad. I've just enjoyed them. I found stuff to enjoy, even not the whole time, but I've just found stuff to enjoy. I enjoyed watching Shireen this week. I thought she was great. I enjoyed watching Mike, even Joe trying to play. But Jen was a downer. I agree with Andy. The Jen's storyline was kind of a downer, but I hope she turns it around.
I really like Will's thoughts about Shireen and Jen just flip-flopping and taking over the game.
Yeah.
If that happened, that would be pretty exciting.
That would be an incredible ending to see that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's all I got. How about you, Dave?
I'm good.
All right. See ya.
See ya.